Today I want to share 5 simple tips to help you improve your kote and overall make it more efficient. These tips are meant to be easy and simple so you can remember them during practice. I want to talk about making the opening, the distance, the impact, and overall making kote more efficient for you. I'm sure that some of these things you already heard before, but hopefully by having some demonstration videos and having them isolated here, it helped them click. Everything I'll be talking about today is in the setting of Kihon practice, but everything is transferable into Jigeiko, Shiai, and Shinzai. I do want to make another video talking about some of the problems that we need to overcome in order to do better kote, or maybe something that we're stuck on when doing kote. So if you're struggling with something, please let me know down in the comments. And if you would like to see this video or be part of one of my live streams, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, have the notifications on so you know when I go live or post new videos. And if you find some value in this video, please hit the like button. Before we keep going, I want to talk quickly about Moto Daichi because Moto Daichi plays a very important role, especially for kote, on building up the confidence for people to come in and do straightforward kote without any tricks or any extra motion. As Moto Daichi, you want to give a realistic scenario, but at the same time, you want to give a clear target. You don't want to be tricky, you don't want to mess them up. To do this for kote, you want to make sure that you keep fighting for the center as your opponent approaches. I think that what you should do is you want to give them a good center. You want to fight for that center. And as the opponent is coming in, you want to make sure that you keep fighting for the center, going forward, not sideways. You don't want to push out sideways. This tends to get people stuck when they're trying to go over the shinai. And the other thing is that you want to make sure that you give them enough pressure for them to feel it. And then when they let go of your shinai, you should have a big enough opening for them to come in. You don't need to exaggerate it. And the only thing extra that I like to do is I like to lift my tip slightly. I do this to make a clear opening, but at the same time to not overextend my wrist and get hit right here because that could hurt a lot. Also, you want to try to avoid lifting your tip as they're approaching because then when they're trying to go over your shinai, they're gonna have to overcompensate in order to get unstuck from you. You want to give that pressure, and when they let the shinai go, you have your tip just slightly open, let them hit, and then tatari or let them go through depending how the drill is done at your dojo. You can also open up for your partner, but you want to anticipate when they're doing the technique so that way you don't get in their way. Kendo tip for kote number 1, make and understand the opening. As I said before, you want to have communication, a little bit of pressure with your partner. So you want to start from a farther distance, step in for seme, and then slide in and then come for the kote. To make that opening, what you want to do is you want to feel the pressure that your partner is giving you. And once you feel that pressure, you want to just lift the shinai so that way your partner's shinai opens and leaves the center and you can come in straight forward for that kote. You want to avoid pushing sideways, doing any weird motions like pulling back and hitting in a weird angle, going around or going under. Just kind of try to stay forward, just try to stay straight. We can talk about all this other way of doing kote in a different video if you want. Let me know that in the comments. Tagging along with tip number 1 is tip number 2, leave your partner shinai at the right time. You want to make sure that you come in for the kote, and then as you're approaching your partner still, you want to let go of the shinai at this moment. You don't want to step in for seme, stop, lift, and go. Or you don't want to come in and just keep sliding through and then try to lift up because then you're gonna have to overcompensate to get around your partner shinai. So what you want to do is you want to come in, and then as you're approaching the opponent, when you feel that pressure, you want to lift your shinai and straightforward go for the kote. I say lift the shinai. My goal is to try to keep my shinai to not come up so much, but instead kind of go straight forward. To do this, what you want to make sure is that with your left hand, you don't want to push down. You want to throw your left hand forward to make the opening rather than down. Which brings me to tip number 3, hit with full extension. You don't want to hit the kote close to your body. You want to hit it away from your body. My goal is to have my left hand in front of my solar plexus and having my arms fully extended. By doing this, I have maximum reach. I have the opportunity to do another technique if I need to, and I can just create momentum to keep going forward to my opponent. Yes, there's many different ways to hit kote. Yes, you can hit it closer, but you want to avoid hitting down because you don't want to overpower the swing. Which brings me to tip number 4, getting a good impact with tenouchi. Do not overpower the hit by hitting down with your arms. You want to use your wrist and your fingers in order to create good impact, and you want to make sure that you squeeze the shinai to get that tenouchi at the very last second, get the impact, and then immediately relax the fingers and the wrist. Your arms, you want to keep them forward, and you want to continue your motion for your follow through. If you need to do subaseriai, another technique, or go through, it should all be the same. Make sure that you don't keep putting pressure into the target after the impact. You want to recover as quick as possible so you have the ability to do another technique. Which brings me to tip number 5, throwing your right foot into your partner, into your opponent. Some people say to throw it in the middle of the body of your partner. What my reference point is I try to throw my right big toe into my opponent's right big toe. If you do this, you're going to have the right angle to hit the kote. Many people make the mistake to throw their body to the right and makes it much more challenging to get the kote, even if you're going in an angle. So what you want to try to do, especially for this Kihon practice, you want to throw your body forward to your opponent, hit the target, and keep your body looking at your opponent. If you do this, you're gonna have stability, and you're also gonna have the ability to continue with a different waza, tayatari, and even do tayatari hikimen, or any variation of hikiwaza. So you want to make sure that you keep your body going to your opponent, not away. Are these points useful for you? Do you do kote like this? What problems are you having that you're trying to overcome? Please let me know down in the comments. And if you would like to get a better impact, you might want to see this video I made about tenouchi a while back. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't, if you want to see more videos like this one, or pass by my live streams. All you have to do is hit the notifications so that you know when I go live. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this with somebody that you want their kendo to improve.